Welcome back to What You Missed, a video game news show where I discuss articles that occurred within days to a week ago that you may have missed that are important to the video game industry and possibly to you. If you happen to miss Nintendo's E3, don't worry, I got you covered. So the first story about E3 for Nintendo's side I wanted to jump into was that apparently there is a core RPG Pokemon game coming to the Nintendo Switch, and as I've stated in another video, I think the creator was very depressed, very upset with the way the community reacted to the original Pokemon Direct, and so much so that I don't even think they had footage, test footage, or even alpha or beta shots to even show us. I think they just began work on it and realized that the fans really were wanting a game on the Switch. And it kind of makes me sad because you see the guy and he seems like he's real upset about what happened. But you got a Switch game apparently for Pokemon. And the next big story I wanted to cover, and this is the most massive one, is that a while ago I had covered rumors of two separate Metroid games coming out. One for the Switch, one for the 3DS, and this was confirmed. And if you guys remember the AMR2, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, another Metroid remake, and that was the return of Samus, and that was taken down by Nintendo. Well, the reason behind that was because there is actually a Metroid Samus Returns for Nintendo 3DS coming out. Now this game looks astonishing. It looks absolutely amazing. If you watch the gameplay, you will probably be greatly impressed if you are a Metroid fan. Purists might be upset that they altered the formula of Samus Returns from the original Game Boy, but you still have that game you can go back to and play. This game looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. Now there's going to be a special edition that was announced for it that will include a CD and 3DS game itself. The CD looks awesome. Traditional Metroid symbol on the front of it, and it looks really cool. So it's Samus Archives Sound Selection CD. That's a bonus offer you can get. Really cool. I'll definitely be picking that up. On top of that, there are Metroid Samus amiibos revealed, where you have the Metroids clinging to the side of a broken container, another different looking Samus as an amiibo, and they will interact specifically with the games. Of course, you can use the other amiibos that you have, like Zero Suit Samus and then the regular Samus. I can't see why they wouldn't allow you to use those as well, but these are very cool amiibos, highly detailed. I like them a lot. And finally, Metroid Prime 4 is not being developed by Retro, but it still has a long-time series producer. So instead of Retro Studios, the developer that made the first three games, it was revealed at a group interview that the game is being built by a, quote, talented new development team. And despite the shift, the game will be overseen by long producer Kensuke Tanabe. And I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but there you go. So yeah, he also produced the Metroid Prime games, the previous ones. So even though it's not the same development team, you have the same producer. So at the very least, we got a little bit. Now, I'm a little bit afraid of this because we've seen what happened to Halo when it shifted from Bungie to 343. Not the best received game. But if they basically just take the Metroid Prime formula of 1, 2, 3, put it in a blender, mix it up, and leave out the stupid gimmicks, I think it'll be a good game. So I wouldn't worry that much about it. Moving on, one of the bigger surprises that kind of went under the radar due to the fact that we're getting a new Metroid game is Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga Remake plus Bowser's Minions was announced for 3DS. And they showed off a Koopa and a Goomba amiibo. So that's really cool. This was a game that came from the original 2003 Game Boy game, and now it's being remade, so a lot of people will probably like that a lot. I enjoyed the game. I thought it was a pretty good game, and I think a lot of people share those sentiments with me. Though there isn't that much information or footage about it, we'll just have to wait and see. So Super Mario Odyssey was detailed, there were amiibos shown, and they talked about new gameplay elements. Apparently you could throw your hat at almost anything and like possess it in kind of a way. Like if you remember Super Mario Bros. 3 Frog Suit Mario, well, you can literally become Frog Mario by throwing your hat on a frog. That's how it works. It's an interesting concept, and I think it'll be a fun game. They said that it's more akin to Super Mario 64 than anything else, and I really do appreciate that style of gameplay versus the individual levels and worlds. The amiibos themselves look really nice. They're just of Mario in a white suit with a white top hat. Same with Princess, same with Bowser. It looks like they're putting on a show of some kind. This is typical You know, you saw this stuff back in Super Mario Bros. 3 when they were behind the curtain. It was a stage showing and things like that. So I'm really excited for that game, and that game should be coming out this year, hopefully. If it doesn't, I would be greatly surprised if it got delayed, but at the very least, we get a core Mario game on the Switch. Then there was the Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC details revealed. One will be focusing on the champions, while the other one is a little bit different. The focus on the champions is very similar to Ocarina of Time, where you had the focus on the temples and their guardians, and you needed to rescue them all, and they played a very big part in the game. So if you guys are interested in finding out what the DLC details are, you can go ahead and click the links in the description below. Be an article for that, you can read up on it. But the long and the short of it is, Zelda's still being supported. It wasn't a launch game that was thrown away and forgotten. So a new Yoshi game was confirmed for the Switch too. This is very similar to Yoshi's Woolly World, but it's slightly different. It looks different in the way that it comes across, in the way that it appears. It doesn't seem like it's bad at all. It reminds me more of Yoshi's Island than it does Woolly World, but it is very, very much newer. There's a lot of cardboard, and it looks like the worlds are made out of construction paper. So I think that's really, really cool. It's like a kid was playing with his project at school and decided to think about Yoshi and Yoshi's Island and playing Yoshi's Island with his project instead. So I definitely don't have any issue with that game. I think it'll turn out real good. I think it'll be a cool game, and Yoshi's always broken the standard with the backgrounds, how the game's supposed to look, pixel art and stuff like that, and they've gone out on a limb and made it always look better. Kirby, and this is going to be coming in 2018. Yeah, so you're gonna have to wait another year for this, but it is multiple people being able to play multiple Kirbys at the same time, I believe. I'm not entirely sure of what's been confirmed about that, but you can see gameplay of individuals all attacking wispy woods at the same time with familiar locations. This is entitled Just Kirby. And finally, I wanted to hit on Fire Emblem Warriors, which is another game that was announced, and I do believe that is coming to the Switch. If it's not coming to the Switch, man, those graphics are amazing for the 3DS. There wasn't a lot of information regarding this, but if you'd like to seek out articles and any interviews that might have talked about it, you can do that. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was also announced, which looked real good. A lot of people are saying it's not just another RPG or sequel, but whatever, you know, we'll see when the game comes out if it's actually going to be any good, if it's going to live up to the original or not. And then another big thing that was announced was Rocket League is going to have crossplay, where there's going to be a Mario hat and a Luigi hat and different exclusivity and stuff that you can unlock specifically to that version. And I believe they were talking about working on cross-networking, local wireless multiplayer, so that means you don't have to be online to play with friends. And these are really big and great things when you go to a school and your school doesn't have that great of internet, and you can't get online, you can't talk, you know, you have to stay quiet, but you can play your games. So local wireless is really important, and it's important to me. So that'll do it for the Nintendo Direct. There are a few things I didn't cover, but I believe I hit on all the major big ones and the unique ones, the important ones. Of course, I've said it multiple times, but there is a Mario Rabbids game coming out also, which is a strategic RPG type of game. It's very similar to XCOM. I can't believe I would ever reference XCOM with Mario, but I've already talked about that a lot. If you're interested in finding more information about that, there are articles you can watch, and you can watch the E3 conference yourself. With all of that said, I hope you guys really enjoyed this E3 conference, because I did, but I did want to point out one thing. It does seem like Nintendo is taking a few series and taking it back to the roots. A kind of unfortunate trend that has come out in the more recent years, where individual series get reboots, or they just drop the letters, they drop the sub names. So it's incredibly hard to go back to these games and say, hey, I'm talking about Kirby on the NES, not Kirby on the Nintendo Switch, not Kirby on the 3DS. Instead, if you had a sub name or a number, it would be very easy to differentiate these things. So they're doing that with Yoshi and Kirby, and they might be doing it with another game. I don't know. We'll have to see. Splatoon 2 is, again, a big hitter. It's coming out. There's tournaments happening with them. So we'll see how everything wraps up. Really, E3 sounds all great and good, but if it doesn't actually be put into practice, then what's the point, right? Skyrim's getting Zelda DLC, so that's a thing too. And that'll do it for this year's Nintendo E3. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and share it with everyone. Your likes keep me going. I really appreciate every bit of support I can get from you. I've been your host, Protomario. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and thanks for watching.